Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Several fully vaccinated OFWs have secured their digital vaccination certificates during the soft launch of VaxCert PH. But some workers were not able to claim the document as their COVID-19 vaccination records have yet to appear on the database. JC Cosico with the story.
51-year-old seafarer Alvin Sagid hopes to leave the country for work by November or December. As early as now, he has printed his digital vaccination certificate obtained from the VaxCert PH portal at the Navotas City Hall.
Worldwide do kami. Kaya kailangan namin ng ganito. Isa sa mga ebidensya na qualified ka at nagpa-vaccine ka sa Pilipinas. Wala ang trabaho sa Pinas eh. Ako lang inasahan sa pamilya namin.
The Navotas LG was set up booths where OFWs and others who have travel plans abroad may secure their COVID-19 vaccine certificates. Applicants are asked to present two government-issued IDs and their LGU vaccination cards. Personal and vaccination details will be encoded before being able to claim a vaccine certificate that contains a QR code. The process is smooth for some, but others are experiencing glitches. One of them is Saudi-bound Maricar Domingo, whose records of getting vaccinated in Manila cannot be accessed by a different LGU.
Since taga Manila kayo, ma'am, no? Hindi namin makukonfirm kung nasaan po ba yung discrepancy dun sa record po ninyo. Ayun, ma'am, no record, no vaccination found. Ibig sabihin, ma'am, kung ano man yung concern nito, si Manila po yung nakakaalam.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, vows to work with LGUs to solve the discrepancies in vaccination records.
Kapag nangyari ito, hihingan ng mga tamang detalye ang vaccine para maitama ng LGU ang kanyang mga personal na datos at detalye ng kanyang pagbabakuna sa BIMS.
OFW Jason Angeles shares the same problem. He received his first dose in the United Kingdom, while his second dose was administered in Navotas Hospital.
Medyo may conflict sa address kasi wala daw silang record. Tatawagan na lang ako para ma-verify na na-vaccinean ako doon para makakuha ko ng certificate.
However, the DICT has yet to come up with guidelines for OFWs who received their first vaccine doses from overseas.
Wala pa pong guidelines ang IATF at NVOC kung paano natin sila i-accommodate. Ang utos po sa amin ngayon is unahin muna yung patunay kung dito ka nabakunahan ng kompleto. Yun muna ang ating focus sa vaccine.
The DICT also reminded the public that the VaxCert PH is not an immunization passport or a proof of identity.
Ang taong may dala ng kanyang VaxCert ay kailangan pa rin magpakita ng pasaporte o di kaya ID para patunayan ang kanyang sariling identity. At sa ngayon, hindi po gagamitin ang VaxCert upang palitan ang yellow card na ini-issue ng BOQ para sa iba pang mga bakuna.
For now, the VaxCert PH will prioritize OFWs and residents in NCR and Baguio City who are set to travel abroad. It is expected to be fully implemented and available to the general public by October. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
The Health Department tallied 18,000 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday. 158,600 of the 2.12 million total caseload are still active. The DOH also confirmed the 161 new COVID-related fatalities, bringing the death toll to almost 34,500. 105 cases initially tagged as recovered have been reclassified as deaths upon validation. On the other hand, total recoveries are now at 1.92 million, with 18,900 new survivors logged in the last 24 hours. 28.1% of the 57,100 tests done for today's bulletin were positive for COVID-19. Genetic changes can affect COVID-19's ability to evade antibodies and infect a person. One researcher explains why in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
Anytime that you have uncontrolled transmission, you're going to see the emergence of new variants. Now we've seen enough variants to know that some of these mutations are convergent, and they do appear to provide some advantage to the virus, including some of these mutations that have been found in Mu and in C1-2 that appear to confer some ability to evade neutralizing antibody responses. Just because a particular variant has these mutations, just because it has a lot of those mutations, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be worse or that it's going to outcompete other variants of concern. Mu, for example, is a variant of interest because it has spread out of Colombia where it emerged to other countries, but it remains to be seen if it's going to outcompete other variants, including Delta, which appears to be really dominant in every population that it's been in so far. So far, even the vaccine evasive variants that have emerged, like Beta and Gamma, have not emerged in response to vaccines. They've emerged in unvaccinated populations, and the reason they have emerged is that they have an advantage in terms of infectivity. They're better at binding ACE2, the virus receptor. It just so happens that the receptor binding domain of the spike protein is also really important for neutralizing antibodies. People really should feel comforted in that the virus, yes, can evolve more quickly than we can, but we've evolved to counter pathogens that can do that. So really what we should be thinking is not ignore the variants. They're definitely a problem, but we also shouldn't assume, oh my God, we're doomed because a new scariant has hit the media. We should be vigilant. We should continue to take precautions because there is yet to be a variant that's emerged that is transmitted in a different way than any other SARS coronavirus 2 variant. We need to keep getting vaccinated. We need to keep taking precautions to reduce transmission as much as we can. And we need to do better genomic surveillance and keep an eye on these emerging variants. Most importantly, though, we need to stop creating opportunities for new variants to emerge.
We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Lawmakers tackle the proposed 1.91 billion peso budget of the Presidential Communications Operations Office, or PCOO. For more details, Marian Enriquez joins us live. Maan, hi. What were your key takeaways from the budget hearing?
Yes, Sean, aside from budget issues, one House lawmaker raised concerns on how will the PCOO handle its coverage once President Rodrigo Duterte pushes through with his plan to run for Vice President in 2022. Bayan Muna Representative Carlos Zarate floated the question to Communications Secretary Martin Andanar. Zarate explained the possibility of the President and his party mates taking advantage of the PCOO. Andanar said that they will continue their mandate to cover Duterte until his term ends on June 30, 2022. This is regardless of Duterte's possible run for the Vice Presidency, citing the equity of the incumbent. Also during the hearing, PCOO Undersecretary Chris Ablan told lawmakers that they did not hire internet trolls. Recall that the Commission on Audit flagged its, quote, unjustified hiring of some 375 contractual personnel. Ablan explained that they are all providing specific tasks for the PCOO. Shauna, lawmakers are also asking the PCOO to submit a report on its savings. The agency was also told to disclose if they ever transferred funds to the budget department. Sean?
All right, thank you so much for that update. That was Marian Enriquez joining us live. Thanks, Maan. Stay safe. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Philippine College of Physicians President, Dr. Maricar Limpin, said they will appeal for stricter quarantine in Metro Manila as cases continue to rise. San Lazaro's infectious diseases expert, Dr. Ron Jean Solante, also questioned the timing to relax measures, saying that now is not the right time for experimentation. NCR will be the pilot area for a granular lockdown system that will start on Wednesday. The country's inflation rate rose to 4.9% in August. That is the highest since January 2019 and beyond the government's long-term 2 to 4% target range. Economic managers attributed the uptick mainly to higher food prices, specifically for vegetables and fish products. The Coast Guard reported nearly 2,000 stranded passengers over at seaports in eastern Visayas and Bicol because of severe tropical storm Jolina. The eye of the storm was last spotted in the vicinity of Baleno in Masbate, prompting Pag-asa to place the province under signal number 2. The same warnings are up over Sorsogon, Albay, Marinduque, parts of Camarines Sur, Camarines Norte, Quezon, Batangas, Northern Samar, and Biliran. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.